Hello, hello to all of you wonderful people of the world. Another workout. I believe this is day 11. I did not do any squats today. Instead, I threw down with a CrossFit workout. This is a workout that I coached at my CrossFit gym earlier in the morning, and it was a really good Metcon. It is, I'll put the text on screen. This is 5 rounds for time. So that simply means do this all 5 times, and for time means go hard. I set the clock, and you try and see how fast you can get it done. It took me, I think, 14 and a half minutes, so pretty decent. I was overall happy with it. Anyway, it's 5 rounds for time of 20 calories on the rower, which you see me doing there. I was hitting my 20 calories in about a little under 90 seconds, I think. After the 20 calorie row, you do 15 sit-ups, and then you do 10 push presses. So you can use your legs, you can use some hip drive to help you with it. And those 10 push presses are done at 95 pounds. In the CrossFit world, they call it RX, or prescribed, meaning that is the intended weight or the intended movement or the intended reps that you're supposed to use. So this is RX. This is done as it was intended. 95 pounds for the men and 65 pounds for the women, which is what my wife is using. She's going to be slower on the row by quite a bit. It's not a matter of effort. She is shorter, so she doesn't have as long of a pull, and she just doesn't have the same leg drive and back, power output. It's pretty much the case with male versus female in general. There are females that, of course, that can outrow men, but as a 220-pound weightlifter guy, it's going to be pretty difficult for any female to outrow me from a power output point of view. Of course, there's going to be some that will destroy me on a rower if it was intervals or a longer distance, simply because they're in better shape. But anyway, there it is. You can see I finished the sit-ups, the 15 reps, exactly as she was done with the rower. So all I'm doing here is I'm walking over and changing her settings a little bit, making the damper setting a little higher to make the row give a little bit more effort, right? It's going to feel tighter on the chain, but I feel like it helps someone like her who is not an endurance athlete. She's more of a strength athlete. So I mess with the damper setting. Here you can see the 10 push presses at 95 pounds. And then this is the only round that we have, so I don't bore you for 15 minutes. The only round that we have at regular speed. And then as I'm basing it off of me, the video at least, as soon as I'm done, you can see I've sped it up. So now what we're looking at is round 2, sped up, of course. As I said, I think it took me just under 15 minutes. So overall, I'm pretty happy. I was knocking it out with about 2.5 to 3 minutes per round, which isn't too bad. So pretty decent. It was a really good workout. It was about 15 minutes of just tons of sweat and multiple modalities is what they call it in CrossFit. So I have the row, which is your basic cardio sort of component. You have a little bit of barbell work, not very heavy, so I don't want to call that strength, but muscle endurance a little bit. And then you have abdominal work, core and midline, which kind of for me was the rest. And it was for some of the members at my gym as well. So, sit-ups, unless you struggle with them or you have weak abs, that's going to be your rest. The other part too that's really good about sit-ups is you're laying on the ground. So whenever you need to rest longer, you can just do one sit-up, lay back, and then just lay there for a little while. You're already in the best position for you to recover your heart rate better. As you can see, once again, sped up, cranking through it. I didn't rest very much, if at all, between any of the movements. It took a couple of deep breaths, and I do have my wrist wraps on, which I tightened up, which gave me a little bit of, 15, 20 seconds of breathing room to retighten the wrist wraps before all of my presses, and then to loosen them up before I started the next round and getting on the row. My wife did really well as well. She finished in like 2 minutes slower than me, so she really started to ramp it up towards the end. She was on pace. I mean, we were neck and neck. If we had done only sit-ups and push presses, we would have been tied all the way through. So she was really adept. And nice and strong at those movements. It was just the row, like I said. And again, it wasn't a matter of effort. We were both going relative to our strengths. It's just, I'll pull probably 1.5 to 2 times on that rower on the handle to register a calorie. It takes her 3 or more pulls for 1 calorie, unless she's just going absolute bananas with speed, which will just ramp up your heart rate real quick. So there it is. I'm done. Uncomfortable. She's about finished. I'm cheering her on, but very, very happy that we got in a good workout. Remember, this is squats and fitness. This is not, just a squat channel. I'm just using the consistency of squatting every day, or at least indicating that I was going to just get me in the gym and just moving and working every day. Here she is. You could see she was grinding on that rower. Here she is done. And that's it. That's all I have. I'll see you guys in the next video.